Hello, everyone. Welcome again. Shay's Creations here again. I know you haven't seen me in a few days, weeks. I don't even know how long, to be honest. I am so thankful that I took a break. Yes, I am. Your girl has been grinding. But I have to say, this video is for Coral. My girl is just feeling a certain type of way, and I love Coral because she loves me. Anyway, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of updates and whatever happens happens. I'm not too sure if I'm going to record again. I may because I may fix a meal or whatever the case may be. But life has been between great and better than before. So one of the beautiful things that happened to me was taking a break from YouTube. I actually don't believe I want to do YouTube anymore. I can tell you that in full transparency. But I learned today something that is going to be beneficial to me through YouTube. So when I say when I say I'm being very careful because I don't trust my followers incomplete the way I should because someone or some people or whoever. I'm working on trying to get someone to go into the back office so I can figure out what's going on. I don't feel comfortable like I used to feel comfortable. I was going to make my videos private and then send a link to people, but I know what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to give full transparency. I'm going to monitor who comments, and I'm going to work on getting those emails. I am going to work on building an email list. I have to now. Now I understand why it's important to build a YouTube list. See, I didn't want to do that because I didn't want anyone to think I was going to be spamming them, but I'm going to make another channel, and I'm going to send my channel to those who I have their email. That way, the people that are watching that are not commenting, I don't have to have them in my video. I don't want them connected to my videos anymore. I do know of a few that watch me, don't comment and stuff like that, and they can go bye-bye as well. Not that I have anything personal, whatever. When you're on an open forum like this, you need to be very mindful who has access to you. Very mindful. And when I started to feel a certain type of way, I didn't want it to take me as far as it could get me to go. But I realized that when blessings started coming in my life, I had to be quiet. And in order for me to be quiet, I had to let go of YouTube, where I may have wanted to share with some of my people. You know what I'm saying? Because if I make it, they're making it with me. So, and the only way they're making it with me if they're helping me get there. And I don't mean just watching me and whispering in the background and hating on me, that type of stuff. I would never bestow kindness and feed someone who treated me that way. I have learned a valuable lesson about loving myself. But anyway, we're going to move away from that. I wrote two books, and no, I am not going to share my books. No one, maybe one person will have access to the book because I would need them to share it without anyone knowing that it's my book. I don't want my books linked to me in any way, shape, or form unless they're already linked to me. But my name, none of that is attached to my books. One thing I do know is I'm building for my daughter. I know that I can't heal because I have been in trauma my entire life. But I have learned that social media and just look at the news. Just look at the news. I'm trying to be very careful how I speak. That's why you notice I'm pausing, which may be a blessing because this girl be running sometimes. Just look at the news. The news is fueled with bad, not good. You could have a good story, but the news reporter has to find a hook, and the hook is not always positive. So I had to learn, and I'm still in learning stages, that I have to protect me because I'm building for my daughter. My daughter. I haven't seen my daughter, I don't know, maybe about a month, maybe two. I haven't really seen anyone, and I'm very thankful for that too. Yesterday, my phone, a call came on my phone, and I made a mistake of returning the call. And then the person didn't answer. And then in midstream, I realized that I really don't want to hear from the person anymore. So I put block on it. Do you understand? I feel the block feature is there for a reason. It's not there for negative things. It's there for self-preservation. So if you have access to the block feature and you're feeling a certain type of way, you need to use it. Now, one of the things I have to tell you is I had my home phone unplugged for at least 3 weeks. Now, this was a blessing. So it's plugged in right now. I think it is. It's plugged in right now because I had to call a very important person and I needed a call back. But it's after 5, so if I want to unplug it, I can. But I don't think I need to. So I was waiting for a call, and then the phone rang. Now, if you unplug your phone and spammers don't have access to you, they're gonna stop calling. So then I end up plugging the phone in. The phone was plugged in maybe 3 days, and I'm like, woo, it's not ringing. Then turn around, the phone rang, and I saw a call, a number that is familiar to me. Maybe the number wasn't familiar, but the name on the caller ID sure was. So I answered the call, and it was a dead line. So I said, and I started going through the little bad words. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you hear the deadline, it's only because they want to know if someone is active on the other end. That way they can then turn around and say, this is an active number. We can start calling it. So I said, all right, I'm going to trick your ass. Put your black ass back on not being able to call. So I could lock the thing down again. So that's good. Now, today when I plugged the phone on, 2 calls came through. One was a call from someone legit. The other one was a call that I am almost positive was a spam caller, so I didn't pick up. Other than that, my phone hasn't rung. So there goes that. Now, throughout the time that I've been away, I had a person come. I reached out to someone to let them know that I was sorry and everything. The person was like, oh, they're so excited, so I've been missing you, girlfriend. I need to see you. I love you and all these things. And I'm like, oh. So I made it point blank, period, clear. I want nothing to do with anyone physically that's of the male species. That's it. So when he wanted to come over, I let him come over. But honey, the way his body was reacting, I was like, So you know what I did? I came in his living room. I made me some tea. I sat in the dark. And all I did was look out the window, and I just started rehearsing in my mind what I'm thankful for. And I am thankful for self-control. So the person fell asleep. I wasn't going to disturb anyone. One thing about me, I don't like to bother nobody when they sleep. So I was sat right here, and I think it was dark in here. I went in the kitchen. I made me a cup of tea, was sitting here, and then said person woke up, and then they prepared themselves because they had to, take care of their own life. But after that, I have had no phone call, no nothing. That has been over 7 days now. And I'm thankful for that as well, because sometimes you have to show a person better than you can tell them. But I'm kind of leery now. When I say leery, I'm on that I got red flag antennas on everybody. I just don't want anyone around me playing that bullshit game, because I'm really to the point where I'm a smidgen from snapping. So I go to my mailbox most of the time after 2 in the morning. I take my garbage out like after midnight. And these are not things that I'm doing to because I'm going through some psychosis. It has nothing to do with that. Peace of mind and tranquility is something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. So I don't want anyone coming around me with falseness, because I can pick up, and I can read, and I'm sick and tired of it. So I don't want anyone to go out of their way trying to hide something that I can see. I've already made it perfectly clear that I'm going to have to distance myself away from someone that I do have an occasional connection with, because every time I lock eyes, I get this unclean spirit, and I didn't used to get that spirit before. So I'm gonna do what I have to do for myself, because I don't want to have to put myself in a situation to end up in a place that I don't have no business being, especially when I'm already willing to die. So I have no reason to live. I have nothing to live for. Absolutely nothing. Maybe Coral and Tina and Beverly, but I am ready, honey. So there goes that. But I have had a few blessings, boys and girls. But like I said, sometimes you have to keep your mouth quiet, and that's one of the things that I'm loving. Now, what I plan on doing this week, I have had nothing but time to sit down, write in my journal, write on pieces of paper, figure out what I want to do, map out my routine, those things, adding structure where I need structure, and those things have helped me. I have I've done something amazing that was so transport. I don't know what it is, but it was a blessing. I removed over 150 uh, friends from social media. And I started with my zip code and towns that were close to me. And then I learned something in the process of that. There were a few people that I have not seen in a number of years that I wouldn't want to see if I did see them. So anyone that I had on my friends list that was connected to said person, I removed them automatically, because there's something that I realized on Facebook that maybe I realized before, but I didn't realize until like in depth until recently. You can post something and this person will get it. And if I'm wrong, correct me. This person will get it because they're your friend. But then they can post something on your page and their friends will get it because they're friends. So you're not only connecting from this person to this person, but to this person to this person. It's just like having HIV and you don't know it and you give it to this person. They don't know it and they give it this person. This person know it and they give it and give it and give it and give it. So it is just like a domino effect. So I have been sitting down emotionally reminding myself that I like to play checkers. I don't know how to play chess, but I need to play dominoes. And I need to play dominoes not on the table, bam. I need to play dominoes in life, which means if this is not working for me, I need to dash away this too, after done with it all. So then I realized something that came to me that was more of a blessing that would seem like something that's not a blessing to someone, but to me it is a blessing. And it took me back to when I was a child, growing up and realizing that everybody who has access to a parent automatically wants unconditional love. But unconditional love and violence, they don't go together. So in in a short, easy way to say it, I'm black, just in case you haven't noticed. And in the black culture, it is normal to pick up a belt and beat someone and say you're disciplining them. But I recall growing up where I didn't feel like that was discipline. I felt that that was child abuse. So over the last couple of months, years, and things like that, I have been in the company of different people. And in the company of those different people, I started picking up feelings and then I would have visions. And the visions that were popping up, I had to learn whether or not they were real, whether or not they were telling me something was going to happen, or whatever the case may be. So something happened a few times over the course of the last few weeks. And what was amazing was one day I woke up about 4. I was in the bathroom at 5, and I was on my stove making my dinner for the day at 6. So I had a feeling, sort of vision and everything, so I knew who was coming to my door that day. So I prepared myself and everything, and then sooner or later the doorbell rang, and I said, "I knew you was coming." Yep. Well, in the door. So that conversation was not the best, but we sat here and we talked and everything, and we ate. I said, pick your bowl in case you think I'm gonna poison you. You know, sometimes you just have to be on the lookout. But anyway, during that visit, they needed this and they needed that, and I hadn't seen them in a few months. I would say almost a year. So I read the room instantly, and I was thankful that I have taken time to adjust, and the antennas are up now. So I got extremely unwell, extremely unwell. I went in my room, lay down, and I said, "When you leave, please don't come back." And I heard a question asked, and all I said was, "When you leave, please don't come back to my house." I turned my back, and next thing you know, I was asleep. But during my sleep, I heard the door open up. But it's fortunate how life has to move the way it has to move. But it's so convenient how something was left on the chair right here. So said person has to come back. And if it wasn't something of value, I would have put it in the trash already. But I'm not going to do that. So, but I do have every intention to pass it to the door, and I'm going to use kindness and grace because I'm not a savage, and make it perfectly clear you're not welcome back here anymore, and that's it. And the person that was here a few weeks before that, I'm almost positive that they're not coming back because they can't. There's nothing here for them. Anytime I have to teach myself to teach someone else how to treat me because what I'm saying is not being understood, then I have to move with my actions. And I've made it point blank clear that I want no dealings with a man outside of friendship. If you waving and moving a certain way, I don't want you around me. I'm not feeling safe, and that's it. So I'm not doing that. Anyway, those are the blessings that I count. In the transition that I went through, when I started getting these visions and I started realizing that these are things that I went through in my childhood, I realized that I have been in trauma all my life, and there is no healing from the trauma that I've been through. I've been through one abuse after the next, after the next, after the next, and one of the things that helped contribute to me not being able to heal is not speaking about it. So I have put myself in a position where I have started to have conversations about it, and I am not going to do that on YouTube, but I'm just sharing a little bit of what's going on in my life. Now, I keep rubbing my hands because my hands are so smooth. They like baby soft smooth. So we gonna go into that too. And I'm loving my living room right now. I don't really come in the living room. I have to walk through here. My bedroom is here, and now I have a crafting table in here. So I'm doing a lot of greeting cards, and then in there I do my bracelets, and then here I take some pictures. But other than that, I have been working in here doing everything. I'm hoping and praying that I do not do too much more in this living room because I love this living room. But what you don't know is this mirror is brand new. So I just got this mirror to review a few days ago, and when I got the mirror, I was gonna just put it in my bedroom, but then when it came, I said, and I put it up there, and I love it up there. So I was so bad because I was calling myself fixing up my bedroom, fixing up my bedroom. I said, ooh, but my purple rug in my room is so comfortable. I woke up at 4. I was in the bathroom at 5. I was on the stool. Okay, I started I took my cabbage out and sausage out this morning at 6, so I was exercising at 5. Okay. I was doing my Tai Chi this morning at 5, but I have enough space in my bedroom now where I can do some of my workouts in there. And I do come in the living room when I do my walking aerobics, and when I get on my exercise board, my shaker board, and then my rowing ride is right here. So about maybe an hour ago, I was on a rowing ride. Anyway, I'm loving everything that I'm doing, but I kid you not, Tai Chi will help you mentally as well as physically. But after I did all of that, I came into the kitchen and I emptied the dishwasher because I don't wash dishes by hand as much as I used to. My hands are not going, they're not friendly with me like they were. So after that, I took the vinegar and water and sprayed my entire cabinets, and I started scrubbing my cabinets down and stuff. And while I was doing it, I felt my back stretching, and I'm like, "Ooh, your girl is working out." So I'm really and truly taking a lot of time. I went into the bathroom and I started spraying the wall, and I started washing the wall down. And those are the ways that I use my time to love myself. So I did that. Now my hands have been cracking. My feet were horrible. Now my doctor said that my feet were going to be like that because I constantly stay dehydrated. I am dehydrated for a few health reasons, but I do drink a lot of water. So let's get to water. And what has helped me with my dehydration, which I'm so thankful that I figured out, this is I think strawberry flavored water, and I saw some coconut water at Aldi, so I picked up maybe about 2 or 3 of them. And instead of drinking a cup of coconut water, I take a little bit of coconut water and I put it in the pitcher of my flavored water, and that's how I get a little bit of hydration. My doctor doesn't want me to have coconut water in like an 8 ounce glass. He said no, so I don't do that. I just put it in the pitcher and I use it that way. So the actual 3 containers of coconut water ended up, it's already the 17th of March. So it has lasted me, and I still have a container in the refrigerator. So it lasted me longer than it would if I was just taking an 8 ounce glass and just having a little drink. So I don't do that. Loving up this cup, boys and girls. Woo-hoo! But now my hands were raw, my feet were raw. Now I always shower everything. My legs were raw, my everything, and I'm like, I don't know what it is because your girl's staying in water. I'm loving up for myself when it comes to some water now. But something made me say it could be my lotion, it could be my soap, it could be whatever. So I did a big, massive process up in here. So what I actually did was I took my lotion. Now this right here is Kerry lotion, and this right here is Dr. Teal's, and I took this Nouveau right here. Now all of these lotions, and I have a few others in the room, I took all of them and I researched every last ingredient in all of them. And basically it says that they're good if you don't have sensitive skin. If you have sensitive skin, that's not a good product for you because it doesn't have enough of what is required to moisturize your skin. So basically I'm not fortifying my body with what I need, and I didn't realize that I have sensitive skin, but I should have known because sometimes my skin feels a certain type of way. So I'm thinking it was the water in my shower. I tried to cool the water down, but I don't know who can take a cold shower. I just can't. So I'm not going there. So what I actually did was I took this coconut oil right here. I took this coconut oil and I put it. I also went in my bathroom and did the same thing with my body wash. Now, Dove is the #1 beauty bar, and it's not the top of the line good soap, not at all. And then they have this round little, it's in my bathroom. It's at the Dollar Tree. It's very popular, very name brand, and it's for your skin, not good at all. Every single item that I was able to check, from the body wash to the soap, Leva 2000, Dove, Dial, Ivory, everything with something bad in it. So what I am working on now, but unfortunately I cannot afford to get anything. I cannot buy myself a Tootsie Roll for about 4 to 5 months. So it is really, but I'm not complaining. There's no complaint here, baby, none whatsoever. The rent is paid, the lights are paid, the Wi-Fi's on, TV, work, food, refrigerator. I am grateful. I'm living on gratitude right now. I am not in any way, shape, or form going to complain, because when you complain, you look for problems. I'm not looking for problems, and I damn sure not going out there in them streets doing what them other girls are out there doing to get the little hustle. I don't need none of that shit. And then but let me keep my mind off that. Anyway, so what I have to get is that peppermint soap. I forgot what it's called. It's clear. That's the only soap that I used to use that, but it got to the point where I couldn't afford it. Now I did look on the computer, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to gain a gift card anytime soon, but I don't believe I will, because in order for me to gain a gift card, I have to buy a lot of processed food. Now I will never say what someone else is eating is not good for them. What I put on my stove is for me. I don't care what anyone else buys. I am moving myself into a lane of minding my damn business. What you kill yourself with is your business. And the reason why I say that is because for the last few weeks, years, whatever the case may be, I've been doing a little bit of checking on the backside for myself, because I don't want to ever be hooked up to pain medicine. Now, when I say pain medicine, I legit mean pain medicine, and I'm talking about the stuff you need to get behind the counter. You can't just walk in and say you have any Tylenol. Tylenol is the one thing that I would never take. There's nothing you can get me to do to take Tylenol. I already know that. When my doctor told me not to take it, I said, okay, he loves me. Huh? And I even asked him, why would you prescribe this? And then he completely, so it is okay. I understood the game, and I'm loving the fact that so. And another doctor of mine mentioned something for me not to do. And then when I said to him one time, you said that. He said, I would never tell you that. And he got defensive. So I read the room immediately. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Absolutely. And then he was like, huh. So I understand. So we do have some people that have these certificates that will look out for those that are worthy. So, with that said, I had to take a lot of stock and step back from a lot of things. So my neuropathy in my feet is gone. Now, I'm not saying I don't have neuropathy. What I'm saying is I'm not affected in my feet. I have not had to put pain lotion on my feet. I haven't had to have any issues with that. I have not had any issues with gout whatsoever in the last few weeks. Now, what I am working on now are migraines. So this lotion, this right here, is in a few bottles of my body wash, especially my Dove, because I cannot afford to throw away anything that I have now. So I put some of this coconut oil into my body wash, so I don't have to throw my body wash away. But after I am done with the body wash that I have no intentions on replacing those, which means the only thing I will be. Why is Dr. Bronner's coming in my mind? Is that the name of the peppermint soap? Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so with that said, as far as my hands go, my osteoarthritis is not to the best, but my hands are definitely much smoother, and they're silky, and my legs, all of the dryness that was on my legs, completely gone. Every bit of my body that I can actually reach has that oil on it. My feet, I am sliding in my socks, and then my socks are sliding on that slippery room in there. But my feet are like constantly moving in my socks. My feet feel so good. I had my sock was off, and my company said, "Oh, your feet look so nice." And then I had to stop and realize Jamaican people know you should notice your feet all the time because if your feet don't look good, they feel like you. But this person, no, nobody around me would think I would be kicking flour, but my feet look bad. But anyway, I am here to say that if you have access to $7.77, this is a product that you would want to put into your home. So I even put this on my scalp. Now, I, boys and girls, you have no idea. I go through one moment I feel one way, and the next minute I feel this way. I am a Libra, true and true, because one minute I feel this way, next minute I feel this way. I was looking at a picture. I was looking at that picture right there on that wall. I don't know if you can see it, but you know what? You have to be careful who you invite into your home because people are not kind, and I don't want to have to uppercut somebody with my brass knuckles coming up in here trying me. So I hope that message was very clear. Anyway, I was looking at that picture right there, and I was like, wow. I remember how I felt when I had to wash my hair every day. Not every day, but so much because I used to sweat and everything. And the other day I was in an elevator, and I kid you not, I really wish I didn't have to go downstairs, but I had a package, and I didn't realize I had a package, but I had a package that day, and I'm like, I went downstairs, and then I get in the elevator, and we have a new system in the elevator and everything. It is so nerve-wracking to hit a 11th floor, the 9th floor, 12th floor. I'm sick of it already, but someone was in an elevator and the fucking head was staying. Why is it that people do not understand that wearing that on top of your head is holding in that filth, that dirt, that musty funk that's in the head in the elevator? And when I say elevator, it's always because the elevator has a closed proximity. You understand? I am sick and tired. That's why I'm thankful that I have no reason to wear that kind of stuff. But it's sickening to be in an elevator and you have to hold your breath and all the other stuff. I don't like stuff like that. So I said, but ended up getting my package. So that was good because it surely wasn't in my damn mailbox. But I was looking at the picture and I was like, wow. And at that time, my hair was so nice, but I have fibromyalgia really bad in my scalp. There was a few days had gone by and I wasn't able to shave my scalp. So I went like maybe a day or 2 days longer than what I should have, and I got a little bit more than this on my head, and it hurt like to shave that off. And I'm telling you, but I had to make it through. And then I sit down and say to myself, okay, I don't want to get the cream anymore and put the cream on my scalp. But the cream, because when I put the cream on it, it takes it so low that it feels like someone is juking me with knives, just like all up in my scalp. But the good thing is I am love having no hair. This is beautiful, boys and girls. Woo! Boys and girls. When that water's on my head, I'm in the shower. I'm loving it. But those are the changes that I have been going through. I really wish I could speak about some of the personal changes I'm going through with my body when I take off my clothes now that I see myself changing. But I was doing Tai Chi this morning, and one of the things was when you hug yourself. So my arms are really sore, and I realized over the course of the last few months why my shoulders are the way they are. So I remember a doctor asking me like maybe 10, 11 years ago. A doctor asked me when he examined my shoulders, he said, did you go through some type of trauma when you were a child? And I couldn't remember. And then over the last few years, I realized why my shoulders are the way they are. That man that molested me behind Carvel's, that's families live right here in Mount Vernon. I was a child, I was a minor, so I was not of age. And in the photo album that they actually found, that's why I don't understand why he never went to jail. But I may have to venture off to Mount Vernon Police Department, and I'm definitely going to see if I can get a caseworker to help me. But I don't understand how he did not go to prison when they found a photo album. But anyway, this man used to take my arm and put my arm behind my shoulder and pull my arm up. So that's where the trauma came from in my shoulders, and I figured that out as well. But my caseworker, that's one of the reasons why my phone is on, because she texted me to ask me is my phone working. But I had to tell her my phone was unplugged. I don't know how people can be attached to phones that ringing and ringing and ringing. It drives me crazy. But I want to see if she will go with me to the police department. I don't want to step foot in that place after they put me in like that and then let me loose. But that was one of the things. Another thing that I went through in here. Now, the lotion, most likely I won't be using a lotion. I'm not gonna, because I do have a lotion, a good lotion. Carrie is no not so I may not be using the lotion, and although it has some good amount of lotion in there, I may just wash the container off and drop it in the hallway somewhere or whatever. But I won't promise I'll be using lotion, because today forward or however I'm using this. So now another thing, I have been noticing that the migraines, I couldn't deal with the migraines. So I had to try to figure out where the migraines were coming from. To help me with that, I had to remove everything like I did with the food when I started introducing food back into my diet. So for the last few days, I have been having this peppermint tea. There is another peppermint tea that I was drinking. I'm not too sure if that has anything to do with my migraines, but I've been drinking this tea here, which was gifted to me by YouTube viewer April. I hate to say girl, no Tina. I'm so bad with names. Ooh, I can feel it hitting me in the back of my head right now. Anyway, so I have been drinking that peppermint tea. I have been migraine free for a few days. So that's one of the blessings that I had to learn on my own. So this morning when I cooked my breakfast, I started cooking at 6 this morning. I had some cabbage. I cut up some sausage really fine. I put some green peppers, yellow pepper, whatever you want to call it, in there, and a nice sized onion. And I had that with garlic pepper, paprika, onion powder, a smidget of salt, and I had no issues. No issues with my stomach, nothing. So when I went food shopping, let me go in my freezer here. You might notice that my freezer's in the living room. Mind your business. I love having two freezers. Now, I'm in a lot of low income groups, budgeting groups. It doesn't matter how much money you have, people need to save. So one of the things that I have picked up is tofu. So I take this tofu and I put it in my freezer because it changes the consistency when you thaw it out. I love tofu. Now, I have made a few meals with this tofu. What I have learned is that purchasing this tofu for $1 and some change, purchasing 2 cases of this sausage for $2 and I think 79 cents, maybe, or lower, and this sausage was on sale, so I picked up at least 8 or 9 of them. Okay, so we got that. Now now that I showed you, let me put it back in my freezer. Okay. Mm-mm. You go there, you go there, you go there. Okay. Now, what I have noticed is that buying those and 2 packs of chicken thighs has helped me remove a lot of wandering from my meals, and then it helped me eat a little differently. So I have not been making pasta meals. Maybe once or twice I'll add in a Knorr packet to my imitation crab. Now, when I purchased my imitation crab, I purchased maybe about 9, 10 of them, and that is going to be on my menu on a regular. there's no mistaking. The way my body feels now is amazing. Is amazing. And what I had to learn is that what I was eating is what was killing me slowly. But cup, no. Oodles of noodles. You know the little chicken, the little yellow, oh, mustardy yellow noodle packet. Now, I never said anything, and if I did, I probably don't remember. And it's okay if you repeat something. A while ago in one of my videos, no. A while ago in social media somewhere, a parent had said she noticed that after her child ate that there was a difference in his behavior health wise. So I'm not a follower. I'm not a follower. I will listen, absorb, and investigate. Best believe I will, because I like to learn. Absolutely, I'm a Libra. I can't get away from that. So when she said that, I said, I put the little antenna up. So then another time, there was a adult man who ate those like 30-cent pack of oodles and noodles, and he mentioned that he ended up in the hospital because he felt a little unwaverly mentally. So I said, woo, now it's time for me to really pick that antenna up. So one day I was in here, and this was very recent, and I know this was on one of my videos because I remember putting it on a video that I had purchased it when my situation started changing financially, so I added about maybe 3 of those to my shopping. But I made one day. I made the noodle packet and I put some cheese in it. That day my head started feeling a certain type of way, and I ended up under the covers, and I usually don't have the covers above here because I get massive hot from here. So even right now, as cold as it is, my legs are freezing because I have the windows open. But that day I was laying down, my head felt like I was on a roller coaster or something, and I really couldn't explain it, but I didn't feel well. So I knew immediately what it was. So when I jumped up, I started crying. And when I started crying, all I could say was, thank you, girl. So I'm in here like, Shay, you doing your thing, girl. You in here doing your thing. And the reason why I started crying is because I was freaking happy. And I kid you not, I'm going to toot my own horn whenever I can because I'm worshiping me right now, boys and girls. I don't care who I say I believe in. I believe in God. I listened to my music today. I had the religious music on all day. What is this man's name? What's this man's name? It might be Frederick. I have it written down because I plan on putting him back on my TV. That's why I watch Pandora. Anyway, I was freaking happy because I was able to eliminate another food source from my crime scene, and the crime scene is causing my body this type of pain. So I was also happy that I was able to get that out, and that's what made me remember that it was on one of my YouTube videos, is because I remember opening the door to put it out in the hallway, and when I went in the hallway a couple hours later, one was missing, so someone took it. But I'm not saying that it's not good for anybody to eat, but what I am saying is that if you have children in your home and you really are like on EBT, on Brokeville Lane, doesn't matter. Some of these foods that you can get at a convenience are not worth putting on your table. Now, I try to move away from stuff like that even when I'm on social media. What you put on your stove is your damn business. I kid you not. I know someone right now that I'm supposed to love dearly. I'm slowly watching this person kill herself. And I know freaking well I could say, if you take that out of your diet or take that out of your diet. But you know what I said recently? I am thankful that people have taught me to mind my business, and I am thankful for them. You know why? Because when a person says meet me where I am, I have to get to where I'm meeting you where you are. If you don't give a damn about yourself, I don't give a damn about you either. So when I learned Now, I shouldn't say this because it just popped on my mind. When I learned that Haagen-Dazs was one of the worst ice creams on the planet, it was no it was no secret to me. None whatsoever. So I'm like, and then on top of that, through me, going through whatever I'm always trying to learn, I found out that Sheen is actually a company product I am thankful that I don't want anything to do with. But one of the things that made me look into this is when I was going to the Salvation, to the thrift store, whatever you call it, I forgot what the name is. I was about to say one thing and I don't know if it was the other. So when I was there, I'm like, why are these clothes in here if this place is so popular? So then I went looking into it. I'm like, oh, now I understand. So now we have stores closing down, and Sheen has basically bought them out, closed them down, stores that your teenagers grew up with. So I'm like, wow. So it's just sometimes you have to evaluate things. And I would never bring something to my channel that I did not research. So I researched lotions and everything because I figured out I have sensitive skin, so I can't use any of those anymore. So one of the other things that I noticed is that the packets that you see me put it in my coffee, I did a lot of, getting away from. And then when I started introducing these things, like I have coffee mainly on Saturday morning or afternoon, it doesn't matter, but usually on Saturday. And I learned within myself that coffee tastes so much better to me on Saturday than it did Monday through Saturday because I give my body time to be without it, to where it is as if I am having a reward of some type of, like if I went to Starbucks and got me one of them frothies or whatever, but I happen to have it on my counter. So now, to my shock, I can have a cup of coffee with no sugar. And I'm like, no, that's not me. Oh, yes, it is, because I have no sugar whatsoever, no packets, none of that in my tea. I make my peppermint tea in the morning, and I have peppermint tea without any type of packet in it. So no more packets will come in the door. So when I say that, now I get to say something else. When I started making these changes, and one of the changes I have made is I do not buy any cereal that has sugar in it. Now, I could get up and go check my granola in there, and that's what I should do, just so I can make sure I'm speaking the truth to my people now. Here, let me check real quick. Now, if there's any sugar in this, I'm not going to say I'm not going to eat sugar. I'm just going to say I'm going to do the best I can to lower it. That's what I'm going to do. Hope you understood that. Okay, it's less than 12 grams of sugar. But I don't use this with milk. I have a bowl on my bed. When I need a little energy, I just pop some in my mouth. But this has 10 grams of sugar, which means I'm thankful that it's under 12 grams of sugar because that's my cutoff, 12 grams. But I won't take sugar and add to it. So now I'm gonna have to. Well, I don't eat this that often, so I'm still thankful. So this will stay in my what's they call that? Ordinary, huh? Let me check this one out. Ooh, 8 grams of sugar. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to remember to pick up the pumpkin and flaxseed. And I may not pick up the coconut and shea. So if someone could just tell me if I did away with the coconut and shea, would I still benefit from whatever if I kept the seed and flax and all that other stuff? I know I've messed that up real bad. But I messed that up real bad. But now I have to tell you something, but I really not gonna say anything. I'm gonna say it to my girl, so in privacy, honey, because y'all don't understand. People have been falling into traps that I set up. It is so amazing how people have been falling into traps. Sometimes you could say that, baby, you got to be careful. Anyway, mm, 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 mm. Time to sip. Mm. But I have to tell you something. This has nothing to do with what I was about to tell you. I'm not gonna say that anymore. I'd rather say it to someone in private. I had a table on the marketplace, and then someone reached out last night and offered me $20 for the table, and I said no, thank you. And the person said, well, you don't have to get mad. It's only $10 difference. So I took a picture of the table. I said, well, even though it's only a $10 difference, I actually had it up for so long that I actually found a purpose for it, and that's why I said no, thank you. And when I showed the picture, the person said, "Oh, that is so creative. I'm so sorry. God bless," and all the other stuff. And then I said to myself, I still don't want it because I have another table I could make that same process with in there. So this morning I woke up. Someone else reached out to me with the price that I asked for, and I said yes. And on top of that, they're right in Yonkers. So I said, yeah. Then I saw that the person saw the message and then went away. So basically, they left me on red. So then another person contacted me. They live right here where I live. So I saw that one. The next, about 25 popped up. Like, and then one said, what is the address? Now, obviously, I'm not Jimmy the Jackass, so I wasn't going to play in the sandbox. I went to the profile, and on the profile, it is nothing but men. He didn't have one female friend. I said, woo, I'm not playing here. We're not going to play in this sandbox. I went straight to the list and removed the listing. I said, oh, no, no, no. You don't have one female friend? Oh, your friend is swinging? Nah, I'm not playing in that game. I said, I'm going to move myself from here. I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying. Let me tell y'all something, boys and girls. There is always a time when you can use a little extra funds to help you. But I kid you not, I have a friend that's financially embarrassed right now, and she can use a little bit of groceries. And I kid you not, that's where that money was going. But honey, I kid you not, the person that I was going to help would love me enough to know not for me to put myself in danger. So I said, I'm not doing that. I removed it. But the funny thing was, I reached out to said person and she said, oh, $20 is a blessing. So she and I are really on the same wavelength. If it was legit, you understand? $20 is a blessing for something that you don't want. But at the same token, I'm not going to disrespect somebody and do something like that. You don't know what a person needs money for. And if they're giving you something that is clearly on Amazon for $60 for $30, you don't counteract them with $20. No, you don't do that. That's like saying to somebody, can you take this pack of meat? Because you have nothing to eat and then just send me back 2 plates, So I'm supposed to ask you to cook for me and then throw you a dog bone. No, I don't play the sandbox like that. So, so I moved away from it and I said I can't do anything about that. Not gonna do anything about that. But I was a little on the paranoid, not paranoid, but I was a little bit under the happy zone. I was like, I went in my garage a few days ago, don't matter, and I saw the whole windshield was wet and the roof of the car and everything, and it was in the garage and it had no reason to be wet. So I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? So I look up and I see a whole bunch of water dripping from and I'm like, oh goodness. Now this building had some type of leak for a while. People's house flooded out and everything. So of course I understood, but a while ago, Coro told me when finances got low and I had to take full coverage off my car, Coro told me not to do it because she didn't say not to do it because she would never tell you not to do anything. She would just give you a little bit of warning, a little bit of something, and then you make the decision that's worked for you, and that's how she works. So she's a grinder like me. But I had no choice at that time because I was put in positions that I had no business being put in. So anyway, that day when I saw that in the garage, I said, there's no way I can get around this. this has to be full coverage once again. So I was so thankful because not only did she mention it to me, but someone else mentioned it to me, and this person, if something happened, would save me. So there was no reason for me to think that he meant anything else other than, because if something had happened and I went to him, he would definitely help me. So and he would never ask me to lay on my back for anything. He is definitely not that kind of man. So I understood the assignment. So that day I came upstairs and I called my insurance company and we went over the whole 9 yards and then everything. And I said, and I told him, I said, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm having full coverage before I put the day to bed. So I ended up doing the math and everything, and blows and skirts, it worked out. So I owe myself accountability. Why? Because I have been paying extra, 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 extra on bills because you don't know when something's going to pop up. So a few of my bills that I was caught up until May and April helped me, because now next month I have to pop out a whop that I shouldn't be popping out, especially for a car I barely drive. Oh, you have no idea, boys and girls. Let me explain something to y'all. I am a person who would say something to someone else because I would do it for myself. I'm not going to tell somebody something that I wouldn't do myself. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm by far perfect. But I feel like if I have a vehicle and that vehicle is not earning its keep, I have no business having it. Why? Because first of all, I live in this neighborhood where 9 times out of 10, most of the women that walk around with hair to the crack of their ass, nails on their fingers, and eyelashes you barely can see from, and most of the guys on the street that got all of their top on their feet and on their back need somebody to help them put food on the table. So I don't want to be that person. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I am above anyone. I'm definitely not, because I am still living in Portville Lane, obviously. But I actually need everything I have, and I'm working every bit of the way I can to get away from this type of environment. Not because I don't like living here, but because anyone with a good head on their shoulders know what it feels like to earn money. There's no value in this world, and it's my book. It's my Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. I'm hearing a noise that I'm not used to hearing. Hello, y'all. I don't know where that came from. I gotta try to edit that out. mm, mm. Let me tell you something. Oh, I had to go to my room real quick. I was hearing these type of noises, and there's a noise that I never heard yet, but I'm looking for. Uh, like where I'm going to hear it. I've been trying to clean up my raggedy desk, boys and girls. I'm in this room just making cards left and right. I have a little setup over here making cards right here, bracelets in there, and a whole bunch of chaos around here. See bins and things. I'm loving it, boys and girls. But I need to check something real quick. Oh, okay. I see one thing. Okay. I was hearing a noise, and I kid you not, boys and girls, you do understand. Like, say if you have eBay and you have ooh, ooh, girl, you can barely touch anything with it when you have this type of whew. And I'm gonna tell you what I touched. Piece of paper. You see this little edge right here? Woo. I'm trying to do a card. I did the card right here. Oh my goodness. I have fallen in love, boys and girls. Each of my cards come with a bracelet, but I have fallen in love with these flowers because I'm using my cutting thing, and I have been making flowers all of these days, but I have to be very careful because some of these cards are so hard. They feel like knives cutting me. But anyway, I'm waiting to see my book. go gets published today. So I thought I was listening to something, but there was a sound coming from this computer. Now there is a sound that I don't know of, and hopefully one whatever. But anyway, I started my online store with a company called We Are Local. We Make Local, something like that. Anyway, I am so thankful because I have really and truly been looking for a site. I have a lot. I've been putting a lot of cards and bracelets and stuff like that on the marketplace, but I kid you not, I cannot be involved with the marketplace because people are very weary. They're weary. They're scary. Now I did have someone here a few weeks ago. He was a beautiful man. He looked like Santa Claus, to be honest. Very kind-hearted. I cannot tell you how strange it is to be in New York and somebody have an accent that's not something I'm used to, but because they live an hour away. So he told me after he came here, and when he came in, I first of all I didn't know anything about other than the fact that the person was coming. So before they came, I didn't like have to prepare my home or anything like that. I was listening to my music and everything, but I said to myself, should I turn off the radio just in case somebody doesn't believe in God? You don't want them to walk in your house listening to religious music. But when he came to the door, I was caught off guard because it was over an hour before he was able to get here. So when I opened up the door, I sort of looked, on his face, and then he was looking around, but I let him in, and we stopped and we started talking. And when I tell you thankful, and I'm just sitting, and we started talking, and it was as if he wasn't a stranger to me. And he started telling me about stuff with him, and it felt beautiful. But I kid you not, Coral, you already understand the dynamics. I don't even have to say anything, but that's why I keep on saying I am not of mind, if you understand what I'm saying. But then I said to him, I said, do you have a truck? And he said, yes, I have a truck. And I said, well, could you fit this in your truck? He was like, I really don't have any money. And I'm like, well, I didn't ask you for any money. I asked you, could you fit that in your truck? He was like, yes, thank you. And it was beautiful. But I think I mentioned it on my on one of my last videos. I'm trying to stay focused on this, but Coral's messaging me. We writing books to one another. She's so funny. Wow. God dang it. Wow. Girl, if she didn't just hit the jackpot. See what I'm saying? You better have taken it, because I would have jumped through this computer and thump that ass. Anyway, she just got a blessing. So I have to say thank you for watching my video. As you can see by my wall, I have been bringing all of it. I have this in here now, and I have one in my other room, which is for my bracelets and stuff. But let me tell y'all something, boys and girls. Oh, there's a event the 22nd of this month, and it is the 17th now, and I am well prepared in this apartment for that event. But the reason why I'm not going is because the event is held by the people who own the building that I live in. Absolutely. And when I realized that, I said, I can't. There's no reason for me to go. Absolutely not. Nope. I've been in this building over 15 years, honey. If I know the dynamics now, I don't need to go to that event. And I have also decided that 9 times out of 10, I won't be going to the one I was going to before either. So, and I have come to realize that I need to make sure I am fundamentally satisfied, but chasing that almighty dollar that I don't feel good sleeping with is not for me. It's not for me. I had to learn what was for me and what's not for me, and I'm not going to be that person because I kid you not, I have watched many people on YouTube go up and bounce down. And you know how they bounce down? By people who watch their channel. Just help take them under. So I already know to be very, very careful, and I'm going to continue to be careful. And I figured out how to protect myself on YouTube where no one has to worry about taking my fall, because if I don't earn from YouTube, then no one can take anything from me on YouTube. The only thing I have to do is make sure whatever I'm doing to pay my way through life is not YouTube. That's the only thing. If you give YouTube your everything, where YouTube is paying your way, then you're giving your life to someone else. It's no different than working 25, 30 years for somebody, and right before you get to the point where you're going to retire, they lay you off. So it is no different. You have to find your way in this world to make sure your money is not tied to social media, and that is it. And my money will not be tied to social media. I'm going to use YouTube for my fun, my getting out, me meeting with my friends and doing all what I normally do. But YouTube will never be the source of my income, because I even talked to a friend of mine. He said, you need to go back to YouTube. I said, huh? He said, you were doing great with YouTube. And he said, you are a teacher. He said, you give people information. He said, you need to go back to YouTube. And I said to him, I said, honey, you don't understand. I don't play in a sandbox. He said, I know exactly who you are. He said, if anybody and this person is linked very close to me. So he said, I know exactly who you are. He said, but you need to go back to YouTube. He said, what you do for other people. He said, trust me, you need to go back to YouTube. So when I spoke with Coral, and she said, she doesn't have my videos to watch before she go to sleep. So, oh man, that's when you know someone loves you. That's when you know someone loves you. But right now, I'm going to work on a schedule, maybe a video or 2 videos a week, and that's it. But I don't want YouTube to disrupt the process that I'm on to to stay in a wellness state. I sleep very well, and when I say I sleep, I mean my mind is quiet when I go lay down in my bed. I take breaks throughout the day, to lay down, to take a little wash up, maybe change up my clothes or something. My hair's growing. Oh, I hate when my hair's growing. Can you feel your hair grow? I can. And then I take a massive break away from social media, but I learned something through watching someone recently on Facebook, and I always saw that she was about the numbers, like always telling people how much she made and stuff, and that's good if that's what you want to do. We all have to toot our own horn, but when you are amongst other people that are not coming into that type of stuff, and you see people closing their business down, and having to go outside and work, and things that they weren't doing before when they were trying to bring in, however, that may not be something so positive to do. And I learned through watching very high top people that you're not supposed to be flaunting how much you're earning, especially when you're making thousands of dollars. That's not positive. So one of the things that I've been doing on social media is when I see blue circles on certain posts, I just push the words. I hit 3 little dots and I just say I'm not interested. Especially if I can see that there's a female behind the screen and she's saying something and it has the N word, N-I-G-G or whatever the case may be, however you spell the word. I don't want to have anything to do with that. And the reason why is because I took a lot of time to detox my Facebook channel. So anyone has me on Facebook, they will notice there's a whole lot not on my channel, my page anymore, and I don't want that on my page anymore. And then when I came to YouTube, I realized a blessing that I have with YouTube, and I will not let anyone throw me under for anything like that. What I will do is I will be looking into someone to find out any metrics of people behind who's watching my channel. If I can get an investigator, which of course we already know I'm good with stuff like that, I'm going to do it. I need to make sure I cushion my fall, because I don't want people watching my channel and then having conversations, and then my channel comes up. My channel is here to help other people. But if you are not of like mind, sound, and body with me, I don't give a damn about you, and I don't want you on my damn channel. This channel does not feed me. So I can tell you to kiss my ass any day of the week. But at the same token, I don't want that on my channel where my customers might be, because I bring something to the table. So, but harassment, sexual harassment, slander, unkindness, that type of stuff will take a different toll on somebody. So I already started working on that, so don't mind that. But I had to work on some things because other people were affected by not seeing me, not having me, and that type of stuff. I'm not saying I'm the most famous person in the world, because I'm not. I'm not. You know what I mean. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm not going to cut anything out of this video. What I do want to say is, I have to keep my book right here. The Dollar Tree has this shelf, and let me tell you something. I'm in this very small space right here, and I'm not going to show you my other area. I have to be careful what I put on social media, but I have a table right here, and this table right here is just full of paper, junk, stuff like this. This bin right here is full of greeting cards that I just made. These flower pots here are here because I'm putting them with my greeting cards, local sales only. I'm not shipping that in the mail. So I'm putting those with an earring and a bracelet. So this bin right here is full of bracelets, and like I said, that right there. And then you see some peanut butter I eat, with my crackers to snack on. I'm allowed love. But anyway, let's go back here. This shelf is at the Dollar Tree, and I purchased 2 of them, and I glued them together. But guess what? I gotta tell my people. Let me tell y'all something. Girl, y'all know this girl is budget wise, honey. Don't play. There is this trending shelf from, I'm not sure if it's IKEA somewhere, but if y'all see that shelf, then y'all see this right here. Y'all know what $10 look like, right? Well, you better get on over to the Dollar Tree. Anyway, when I put this shelf together, I had a new computer chair come into the house this month. I needed 2 chairs because I didn't want to keep moving this chair to that room and then coming out. I don't run across your neighbor's head. I'm not that neighbor. Anyway, so I was like, I don't want to do anything moving and shaking in here until after I get a chair. And boom, lucked up on a chair. So now the chair is in my other room. Perfect. So then I said, okay, this shelf, I don't want excess amount of everything because I have a lot in here, but I get stuff so often, to review and stuff like that. So I don't want to just hold on to stuff that I could possibly part ways with. So when I saw this shelf, I said, okay, now this shelf is coming out of there. Now I need to know, can I fit it in my room right here? So then maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I came in here. Now my chair is right here. I do not want to bring my computer my thing all the way down to my table. I don't think y'all need to go and see how far this embarrassment go. But I kid you not, I am not embarrassed about the condition of my table. Everything in here is love, honey. This is what I do. This is it. I love myself. But when I put this here, I said, I wonder if I could put this here, and could I still sit at my table? Yes, I can still sit at my table. And the good thing is, I'm always losing stuff. So what I've been doing today is slowly clean off my table. I'm starting to have a little bit of pain, but that means I know why. That window's open right there. It's cold right there. So I've been able to go in my cabinet and get some of my little treats and bring it in here. Now I don't know who purchased this and sent it to me. Oh, whoever you were, thank you, because your girl cannot buy any crafting supplies, and I kid you not. Woo! It is hard on me. When you craft and you're running low on something you use on a regular, and then you realize you don't have it, and then you go through your stuff and I remember. But Coral purchased me bought me, sent it to me. However, I'm forgetting. One of these stamps with a heart on it, and I need it. And guess what? I saw it in here. I saw it, but I can't find it, and I need it because I have been. Let me see if I have a card here with it on it. Nope. Okay. I have been taking this little thing. See, there you go. I found one. I've been taking this little thing, and I know the card is around here somewhere. I have arthritis, so you know I need help. Whew. And I struggle with the one that Coral gave me. So now I have my cute little flower, but today I was in the closet and I looked in the closet and I found a bin with a thing somewhere. Oh, here we go. I found this thing here. Now I have a few of these. Never used them. Someone blessed me with these, and I'm so thankful. I wish I could give her a hug right now. Wish I could give her a hug right now. She said, I don't know what these are, but I saw them at a sale, and I just picked them up for you. Boy, I need to go give her a real good hug because I did not realize. But today I got a piece of paper. Now let me get another piece of paper. This is a scrap. And I punched it. Now, where did my stuff? Okay. So now I'm getting these. So, now let me show you one. There's one in purple because I started clicking them this morning, but it will not cut out this flower right here, and I don't know why. So I'm wondering if you're supposed to put the flower on top of it or something. Don't give me damn problems here. I'm trying to give me no problems. So now what I'm going to do with the purple is put the pink on the purple like that. And, that cold window. Fibromyalgia is nobody's friend when it's cold. But I can't close the window, boys and girls, because I can't beat heat. So now I'm happy because I found this morning, and this I already had. So I'm going to take this and put it there. Now, boy, you don't know how happy I am. There was a time that I used my loan to purchase over $600 worth of these, and I hit the jackpot because these were dirt cheap. When I say dirt cheap, they were not even 50 cents. So now I have an abundance of paper, but the only problem is it is not white paper. But it doesn't matter because today I opened up the purple one to make these purple little flowers, and then I opened up another box, and it ended up being black paper, and I needed black paper. So now all I have to do is, now I'm going to tell you this just in case, because usually I don't be telling secrets, because everybody need to learn to keep something to themselves, especially if you're trying to live on this type of thing. If you on social media and you're not going to earn from what you're doing, and you teach your secrets, because how you earning is on YouTube. I'm not earning on YouTube, so there's a major difference. So when it comes to me, YouTube is never going to pay me a paycheck if I can help it. I already learned the trick to make sure I never get a paycheck. If I don't want a paycheck, I don't have to get one. Bottom line, because I don't want anybody to take food out my mouth. So anyway, let's say you have a pack of cards. Now this is the card. This is purple paper. You don't have to buy any paper. If you can get this wholesale, you have purple paper. Say you want an A2 card, you get on your chopper and you cut you a piece of A2 card, and you have your A2 card. Now, this also comes with envelopes. I don't need the envelopes because I'm not making A7 cards. Absolutely not. So Now I have these that came out of one pack, these that came out of another pack. So now just say if I didn't need these envelopes, all I have to do is go to Marketplace and list these envelopes. Cha-ching, you can sell the envelopes to pay for the package that you just had. But also the plastic that comes with this, a lot of people put this plastic on top of other crafts and use it. What I'm going to use this plastic for is storage. I'm just going to take this off and I'm going to use that for storage. So what I have been doing is using those envelopes to put my cards in where I can label them. So now in my other room, since I switched the table, this table was in that room and that table was not in the house, period. But I needed this table because I went to Temu and they have these plastic drawers. And I purchased 2 of the drawers. Now I absolutely need 2 more. I kid you not. But I purchased two of the drawers. And let me see if I can get it open. Don't want to break it. No, I can't get it open. But you can hear me hitting it. But they come with these suction. My cell phone is vibrating. I'm not going to answer it. And God knows I don't need to speak to nobody. So it's nobody calling me. It's a spammer. So these drawers come with some type of plastic suction. You don't want to use those plastic suction. You want to use some real glue because those drawers are very, very good drawers. So I just open a drawer and push it back under, but I pulled it out too far. Oh boy, look at that. I was looking for my Happy Mail stickers. They were right here in my drawer. And Coral, I must tell you, I think you sent me a stamp that didn't get stamped. You know what your girl did. Woo! So I did that. Now let me close this drawer. It's going in. Okay. Now this other drawer has my stamps in it. So yeah, my stamps in it. So and I just figured out something because I found something here. But I'm running low on. Oh, you have no idea. I really and truly, I feel like a tear might be coming now because I don't want anyone to think I'm complaining because I'm not complaining. I have to stay in kindness and gratitude because I still have shelter. But I was sitting on the computer and I'm in the groups with all the girls and we're showing our cards and everything. And this one woman mentioned today, that she felt bad because she couldn't, get this and she couldn't get that. And I have it. And I have it to spare. So I reached out to her and I said, just send me your address. If you're in the United States, I can put a little something in the mail to you today. That was a couple days ago for that person, and I never got a message back. I believe that was a scammer. But we're going to leave that there. Now, today, I realized that and I really do feel bad that I'm even saying this because sometimes you're around people that just don't care. My channel's never going to be the same. I may have to just do away with it and just forget about it because I don't feel it's even about saying the smallest thing that shouldn't be anything to anyone, but you just have to be careful. Anyway, I have these little gems. Now, I love these gems, and I don't know where I got this one from, but I found it just recently, and it's all purple, and I kid you not, I don't know where I got it from, so I believe someone was kind enough to send it to me because I don't recall buying a whole sheet of purple. I would buy a full of rainbows before I would purple because I could use these on more cards. But the blessing is I found this, and I have an abundance of purple. So when I say I'm thankful, I'm thankful. But I sat down and they have these things. I have this little list I'm making up. Boys and girls, I'm gonna have me make me a little list. I got a little list, and there's something called like pearl drops or shimmer drops or something like that. I put that on my list, and then I realized something that I did that I don't know if I feel bad that I did it, or I don't believe I feel bad. But I'm going to show you something. I made this card here, but I was not able to use my Big Shot. You don't know what a Big Shot is, that's fine. But it's a very popular thing, over $100, and someone gifted it to me on the channel, on the computer. I wasn't able to use it. My hands was bad, but I did not get rid of it. And this is why I say some things are worth keeping. And then turn around, I realized that not recently, within the last 5 years, way more than 5 years ago, I went through something dramatic and I didn't want to do cards anymore. Then someone ended up lucking up. She wanted to do cards. She didn't have anything. So when she came, I did a really good thing for me and for her. But when I realized that now I'm back in my cards, loving my cards, doing what makes me happy, I don't have what I actually need. So I went to my closet and I found one um, crafting folder. I forgot what it is called, but um, if you look at this card right here, you will see this pink design. So I only have this one. I only have this one. I realized that. I realized that she has all of the folders. So I'm like, and now I went to Temu because Amazon has them too. And if I'm gonna buy it from Amazon, I might as well buy it from Temu. I have a lot of patience because Amazon and Temu is the same site, and whether you believe it or not, that's your business. Anyway, so now I'm going through my stuff, and I found a die that I never used. Open it up, and I used it yesterday for the first time. But if you look in the background, you will see my my folder is right there. So now I figured out I like to put the design on the back of the card as well. So I have this die here that can make me an abundance of these flowers, and I have those two sheets of paper, and then I had a ton of cards that I printed, and some of them I didn't realize printed with an error on them, like right here. So I can't use this card. So what I'm actually doing is I'm taking a card that I did print and I'm cutting the front, and then I'm using the folder to put the design on it, and then I cut the back of the card and put it on there, and I am actually now stamping on the inside of some of my cards. I'm not sure. I got to put this right here. I'm not sure, but I think Coral told me to put some thing on the inside. So I ended up finding a pack of stamps, and I'm stamping some cards on the inside. So this is one of the cards I printed about 3 or 4 years ago, and I chopped the card and then I layered the pink behind it because I have some pink behind there. So now I have this one this way and this one this way, and then I have another one I did that's somewhere else. But I'm so freaking happy, boys and girls. I gotta put this right here because these have to go in my. They have to have a number on them. Now this one here I put on the marketplace, and I said that I could put Happy Mother's Day on it, but just in case they didn't want Happy Mother's Day, I just left it here until someone decides what they're gonna do with it. But if you want to see my cards, you can look above and see the little link. That's my online site, and one of the reasons why I'm so thankful for that site is because there are no listing fees, which means I don't have to worry about listing fees and then a bill. So I can craft to my heart's desire and put everything on there that I want. And when I sell, I sell. When I do, if I don't, I don't. It does not matter. When someone is ready, it is going to be there. So that is one of the things I'm thankful for, because I really and truly really needed a site like this, because I am the type of person that I'm not looking right now. I'm not chasing because I have to stay in my lane. I have a feeling, and I know I'm going to get there, but I know where I don't want to get there from, because as soon as you use something that has no control to make it, and you have no control, you can lose it. I cannot lose a cushion for something that could bring me to a fall, especially when I'm not in like-minded company, which means I need to be around people that is for me, and I can't do that. So I have to be very careful. This card here I had in a box of a long time. I had this card, so I chopped it down a little bit, and I added my little flowers, my little thing, and something on a thing, and I didn't do anything to the back, but on the inside I added a little flower. I said I was going to stamp a little greeting in there, so it's not really finished yet, but I did put it with a bracelet that I have there. So I kid you not, boys and girls, one thing I can tell you, if you're dealing with anything in life, I can only speak for myself. It is better to stay in my home where I am safe, where I am productive, where I am doing something positive, than to put on clean clothes and stand on the corner all day. It is so much better. Sometimes when I take a ride, to somewhere, and you believe me, honey, if you see me going anywhere, I have a destination. I do not want to be in them streets just to be in those streets. Just not, there is nothing out there. I kid you not. It was nice a few days ago, and oh my goodness, I could barely sleep with all the foolishness I heard out on that street over there. But I really feel sad with what I'm absolutely seeing, because it is a horrible mess what our community is turning into. I literally watch videos that's popping up everywhere where you see these girls hanging out, and 1 minute somebody's dragging their head, you see a wig across on the curb across the street, and you got somebody that's in your circle that's supposed to be your friend recording this video and then putting it on. This is not what you want in your community. We are not supposed to be seeing this. Can you imagine if you saw your mother in a squabble like that, and her hair was on the ground, and she got a big old knotty afro under there, wasn't even braided up? You don't want to see your mother in nothing like that. You have to stop. These people have children. And now when I see, I don't even want to see the video. I click not interested at the top. I don't even want to give them airplay. If you have a blue circle and I see you coming in that type of direction, I click not interested, because if I watch it, the longer I watch it, you earn. I'm not letting you earn for something like that. And I kid you not, you could be watching someone's YouTube video and you could not like them. As long as your ass watch the video, as long as you click that video, you are feeding them. So feed them. You thumbs up, you feed them. You thumbs down, you feed them. You click the video. You don't even have to watch the video. You click it, you're feeding them. So be mindful where you put your time, because you may be walking on wobbly ground, and be careful, everything. I kid you not. After a situation happened, and I had a few comments about my body on YouTube. I don't really feel safe on YouTube anymore. And then someone off of YouTube, a man, reached out to me, to tell me something, and I'm like, you know what? So I just put the easy little knot on it and just moved away. But we have to remember in this lifetime, and I mean this to men and women, we have to treat people the way we want to be treated. And the same way you're going to be in somebody's grave, and you want somebody to cry over your grave and say, this person was this. You don't want somebody to cry over your grave and say you were the scum of the earth. You don't want to have children in this world and you're treating other people's daughters, like used trash. Then you turn around and you want to go fight somebody who treats yours like that. No, baby, you want to go do this to somebody else's kid. Trust, believe, karma gonna come back on you and do it to yours. And I kid you not, I wish I could tell y'all about some karma that some people got, but what? That's why I'm leaning now, letting my battles be fixed by somebody else, because you may think you got away. You're not getting away. I feel so sorry for someone right now. I woke up this morning and I can feel that she really needs me right now, and she only needs me because a little piece of information I could help her get a little feeling better in her life. But nope, you should have thought about that when I needed to feel a better feeling in mine. Sometimes you have to learn to stay in your lane and mind your business. I don't want nobody knocking on my door to say to me, I just wanted to know. I don't know. Absolutely not. Especially since I learned a very valuable lesson, and that was what I felt for years is the truth. If a person cannot feed you, you better think twice about them. You better think twice. Okay, I'm going to hang up my video now. I just had to see something real quick. I don't understand this. Oh, wow, it is 7:58. Anyway, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And keep in mind that when I move to my new channel, my face will not be on that channel. So the only way you will know that I'm on that channel is if I have your email. My face won't be on it.